I've been waiting for Daredevil Born Again since Marvel announced it in 2022. A lot has happened since then. Creative changes, Hollywood strikes, and at one point, I wondered if it would even be worth the wait. Turns out, I had nothing to worry about. The first 2 episodes make it clear. This isn't just a loose reboot. It's a real continuation of Netflix's Daredevil. It respects what came before, while taking Matt Murdock's and Wilson Fisk's stories in new, unexpected directions. This is Daredevil Season 4 in all but name. Murdock, Karen Page and Foggy Nelson are still running their law firm and unwinding at Josie's bar after long days in court. Seeing them together again feels like reuniting with old friends. Their chemistry is still as strong as ever, which makes it baffling that Marvel originally planned to ignore Page and Nelson completely. Bringing them back was the right call. And then, just as I was settling in, Born Again delivers a gut punch. The trailer hinted at it, but nothing prepared me for how brutal it was. A 10-minute action sequence featuring Bullseye in a perfectly choreographed hallway fight leads to a devastating moment. It hit hard. I spent so much time with these characters and watching their bond get ripped apart was painful. I understand why the show made this choice. It pushes Murdock's story forward. But I wish we had more time with them before everything fell apart. The first 15 minutes of episode 1 feel a bit choppy, like the editing is rushing to set everything up. But the emotional weight is undeniable. After that heartbreaking opening, the show jumps forward a year. Murdock has started fresh with a new law firm, partnered with fellow attorney Kristen McDuffie. He's also dating therapist Heather Glenn and has stepped away from his crime-fighting life. Meanwhile, Fisk, fresh off his appearances in Hawkeye and Echo, is running for mayor, and he wins. This puts him and Murdock on an inevitable collision course, and their first face-to-face meeting does not disappoint. They sit down at a diner, pretending to be calm, but their resentment simmers just beneath the surface. Both men are trying to move on, but neither can truly escape the past. Fisk's strained marriage to Vanessa adds depth to his character in a way we didn't often see in the Netflix show. The supporting cast brings fresh energy. McDuffie and Glenn challenge Murdock's black and white moral code, while Clark Johnson's private investigator Cherry adds some street-smart toughness. On Fisk's side, Michael Gandolfini's Daniel is an eager young protege who wants to prove himself, while B.B. Urich, a journalist and daughter of Ben Urich, suspects Fisk is up to something. Not everything works perfectly. Some of the CGI looks rough and there are too many slow motion shots that don't add much. The show also tries to make New York feel more like a character with certain camera angles, but it doesn't always work. That said, I like the old school filmmaking style used for B.B. Urich's reporting scenes. Early in episode 1, Foggy says, "I like to think we have evolved." That line sums up Born Again perfectly. It holds on to what made Daredevil great. The intense storytelling, the emotional depth, but isn't afraid to push forward. It's not a total reinvention, but it doesn't need to be. If the rest of the season is this good, or better, Born Again won't be just one of Marvel's best Disney Plus TV shows, it'll be an all-time great. Thank you for watching. See you next time.